Welcome to this explainer. You know, sourcing products from China used to mean expensive plane tickets, hiring translators, and trying to navigate some pretty massive language barriers. But looking at the 2026 data, wow, it's a whole new world. It is literally all happening right on your smartphone. The landscape has shifted dramatically, and today we're going to demystify exactly which apps are tailored for beginners to start sourcing safely, efficiently, and most importantly, profitably.
Let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room right away. Are you starting an e-commerce business but absolutely terrified of massive bulk orders? Honestly, it is the single most common fear for beginners. You want to start selling, for sure, but you're worried about tying up thousands of dollars in upfront capital, taking on a ton of inventory risk, and getting tangled up in really complex international logistics. I mean, nobody wants a garage completely stuffed with 5,000 unsold garlic presses that they just can't move, right? Well, the really great news is that the modern mobile sourcing landscape has entirely solved this problem, provided you know exactly which platforms to use for your specific scenario.
So here is our roadmap for today. 1. Finding the perfect platform. 2. Avoiding high-barrier large platforms. 3. Beginner choices for small and low MOQ. 4. Zero inventory dropshipping. And 5. Advanced tactics for unlocking domestic prices.
Okay, let's dive into this. Before we look at a single app, you absolutely must understand minimum order quantity, or MOQ. This is simply the required lowest number of items a supplier is willing to sell in a single order. For a beginner, MOQ is your ultimate filter. It's a real game changer. If a platform is filled with suppliers demanding an MOQ of, say, 5,000 units, it doesn't really matter how cheap the items are, it's just the wrong app for you right now. Our goal today is to zero in on platforms that offer an MOQ of 1, 10, or maybe 50 items.
All right, Section 1. Avoid high-barrier large platforms.
So you've probably heard of Alibaba, right? It's the most famous global B2B app out there, but it's really optimized for professional buyers seeking custom manufacturing and massive bulk orders. Then there's Made in China, which is phenomenal, but it heavily focuses on heavy industry and construction machinery. Global Sources is fantastic for high-end electronics and VIP trade shows, boasting some of the highest supplier standards in the entire industry. And China Goods? That's the official government-backed app for massive, large-scale UO market sourcing. While these platforms offer incredibly strict verification and comprehensive expert services, their high MOQs and professional focus mean they are just not the place for a beginner to test the waters.
So, the crucial point here, the real paradigm shift you need as a beginner is avoiding that professional bulk buyer route of Alibaba and instead looking at highly accessible apps like DHgate. These beginner-friendly platforms are built from the ground up for small batches. They often require absolutely no minimum order quantity and provide a shopping experience that feels just like buying retail, but here's the kicker. You're getting competitive wholesale pricing. This is the exact mindset shift you need to make to keep your risk incredibly low.
Moving right along to Section 2, Beginner Choice, Small and Low MOQ Platforms.
If you're a beginner, think of this as your personal cheat sheet. We are cutting right through the choice paralysis by comparing 3 highly accessible apps to see exactly how they fit your specific sourcing scenario. If you want small batch sourcing with no minimum order, DHgate is absolutely your app. If your goal is strictly sourcing samples to test a market with incredibly low risk, AliExpress is your go-to. And if you're looking for small, low-cost commodities straight from physical market stalls, Yiwugo is your ideal match. Let's break these down one by one, shall we?
First up on the list is DHgate. Now, this one specializes in cross-border e-commerce specifically for small business owners. What makes it absolutely brilliant for beginners is its escrow payment protection, meaning your money is totally safe until you actually receive the goods, along with some really great tiered discounts. But the best part? No minimum order quantity required. None. You get a super user-friendly retail-like shopping interface, complete with flash sales and daily deals, but you are accessing competitive wholesale pricing for small batches. It is the perfect stepping stone.
Next up is AliExpress. Now I know what you might be thinking. Wait a second, isn't AliExpress just a consumer app for cheap phone cases? Well, here is a surprising fact for you. In the e-commerce world, AliExpress is actually the core global platform for dropshipping and sourcing initial samples. Because they sell individual items at incredibly low prices and offer worldwide shipping to almost any country, it is literally the absolute lowest risk way to test product demand. You can buy 2 or 3 variations of a product, check the quality yourself, and test your marketing before ever committing to a larger, scarier order.
Then we have Yiwugo.
And honestly, this app is genuinely fascinating. It's the digital representation of the Yuvu International Trade City, which is the world's largest small commodities wholesale market. What's absolutely incredible here is that the app gives you 360-degree panoramic views of the actual physical stalls. You can digitally walk the market floors right from your phone, find a stall you like, and contact the owner directly. Because it specializes in small, low-cost items, the MOQs are exceptionally low, making it an absolute goldmine for beginners looking for unique, cheap inventory.
Let's jump into Section 3. Zero inventory. Dropshipping tools.
Let's move to and see how this builds a completely hands-off business model using an app like CJ Dropshipping. It really is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. You make on-demand product sourcing requests. So if you spot a product trending on social media, you literally just ask them to source it for you. Step 2. They handle it all in their global warehouse fulfillment centers scattered across the US, the EU, and China. Step 3. They ship it with faster delivery directly to your customer. You never buy in bulk, and you never even pack a single box. This really illustrates why CJ Dropshipping is an absolute powerhouse for beginners. There are zero monthly fees for basic sourcing. The app cleverly acts as both your supplier and your logistics partner all rolled into one. And as your business grows, they even offer custom packaging and branding services, plus print-on-demand capabilities. You even get a personal sourcing agent to help you navigate the whole process. It's essentially an automated back office for your online store, drastically reducing your barrier to entry.
And finally, Section 4. Advanced. Unlocking domestic prices.
Okay, so to get the absolutely lowest prices, you really have to look at where the Chinese sellers themselves are sourcing. Enter 1688.com. Think of this as the domestic version of Alibaba, built specifically for the Chinese market. It offers the lowest possible factory gate pricing and direct access to major domestic manufacturing hubs. It features this really incredible image-based product search and real-time local trend tracking. Now, I will say, because it's a domestic app, international buyers usually need to use a third-party sourcing agent to handle the purchasing and cross-border shipping. So it's a bit more advanced, but trust me, the profit margins are truly unmatched.
Another advanced domestic secret is Pinduoduo. This app is literally revolutionizing commerce in China right now. It's a social commerce app that uses a group buying model, so the more people who buy an item, the lower the price goes, leading to massive savings. Pinduoduo uses a direct-from-factory or consumer-to-manufacturer sourcing model. Packed with heavy subsidies and a highly gamified interactive shopping experience, it's fast becoming the ultimate hidden gem for finding viral, low-cost consumer and daily goods long before they ever hit the Western markets.
Which brings us to this really powerful takeaway directly from our sources. In 2026, mobile sourcing is the standard for e-commerce and retail businesses. You no longer need to be intimidated by the idea of sourcing from China. By utilizing the specific entry-level apps we've covered today, you can completely skip those expensive middlemen, test the waters with zero or low MOQ platforms, and manage your entire global supply chain right from the palm of your hand. It's pretty amazing.
So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. Which low-risk app are you going to download today to make your very first zero MOQ order? Will it be DHgate to test out a small batch? AliExpress for a single low-risk sample? Or maybe CJ Dropshipping to start building an entirely automated storefront? The tools are all right there, perfectly tailored for beginners like you. The only thing left is for you to take that very first step. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy sourcing!